Yo, what's up everyone? I hope you're doing well. Just want to do a very quick review and styling of the Danner Tachyon combat boots. And I actually got a pair of these back in 2015. And as you can see, I was just getting into fashion around this period. So the fits are, if I'm gonna be straight up, they're trash. But you know, people gotta start somewhere. But a couple years later, I wanted to dye those same tan pair black, and as you can see, they didn't really turn out how I wanted them to. They kind of came out like this weird purple brown. A lot of it is just still tan, but that might be a lost cause. So a couple years later, after wanting a black pair and seeing how good they looked on people like Zionic and Cusack and just how wearable they were, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on them a couple months ago, and I am super glad I did because I absolutely love these shoes, or boots I should say. Extremely versatile, extremely wearable, and I think it's a very high quality boot, especially for the money. And I think a nice way to picture these is kind of like a more modernized and urbanized version of the classic traditional leather combat boot. In contrast with the traditional leather combat boots, those were kind of heavy, bulky, clunky, and not the most comfortable, whereas this is much more refined and kind of brought into the 21st century for daily urban wear. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the features and kind of why I think it is superior to a lot of those classic leather combat boots. So anyways, now starting at the outsole, this is a unique tread pattern to the Tachyons, and it is again suited towards urban environments, so pavement, concrete, and they have these pentagonal lugs here, and that is to increase the surface area of the rubber that's on the pavement, which does increase the grip. However, the lugs are not very deep, so these boots are not the best for snow or any intense hiking. However, for the vast majority of wear around the city, in urban environments, these perform really great, has really good traction. A design feature that I really like is back at the heel, they made these lugs much bigger, just for increased longevity and durability of the outsole, so I really like that. I have been wearing these a lot for the past 2 months, and there's hardly any wear on the outsole. However, it's still kind of a nice grippy rubber compound, so really good outsole. Moving to the midsole, it is a EVA foam midsole, so it's very lightweight and also provides some nice cushioning as well. There is no shank in the boot, because again, this is kind of like a sneaker boot, so it combines the best of both worlds between a sneaker and a boot. Another nice feature is they have an abrasion resistant toe cap here. It almost kind of feels like a bed liner that you would put in the back of a truck, but it does add some support and a little bit of protection to your toes as well. It is not a substitute for like steel-toed boots at all. But if you drop something light on it or you bang your toes against a curb or something, it's going to help protect your toes, but also protect the boot as well. So that's a really nice feature. Moving up to the upper here, a lot of it is constructed of a suede leather all along the heel cup, along the sides, and the whole toe box, and then up along the eyelets, but the rest of the upper is constructed of a synthetic nylon material, which that does a couple things. A, it makes it lighter, and then B, it does add some breathability to the boots as well. So I really think you can wear these in all 4 seasons. Now moving on to the lacing system, Danner called it their speed lace system, and what I think that is referring to is up at the eyelets here. They're kind of these special eyelets. It's these metal hoops, and so what that does is if you pull the laces just from the top, it pulls and tightens each eyelet much further down than just traditional eyelets. And so for the vast majority of times you're going to be wearing these boots, just pulling the laces from the top will tighten it sufficiently enough. However, for some reason, if you really need to like lock your boots onto your feet, you'll still have to kind of individually go down kind of by the toe box and tighten just a little bit. But just wearing these boots around town and doing light hikes with them and everything, just tightening the boots from the top of the eyelets has been more than sufficient enough to tighten the rest of the eyelets down to my foot. The laces themselves, they are of a rope design, and there is quite a bit of them, as you can see. So once I tighten it, I just go ahead and loop each side around my ankle just to take up some slack. Other than that, I mean, like the insole they use is decent. I mean, like I have no issues with it. But other than that, that's kind of like all the features of these boots. Now in terms of sizing, I went true to size with these. I wear a US size 12, and it just got a straight normal width 12. They do have wide options as well, which is really nice. I would say these run just a hair big, maybe like a quarter size big, but actually I think part of that is due to the design of it. On their website they said that they left a little bit extra room around the foot, so when you're carrying like a heavy load, your foot can naturally kind of like spread out. It actually becomes a little bit more stable that way, so that's why it might seem a little bit bulbous depending on the angle you're looking at these. But for the vast majority of cases, I recommend going true to size. I would say if you're dead in the middle between, you know, let's say a 12 and a 12 and a half, I would definitely go 12, just because again, they run just a hair big. A nice thing about Danner boots is they do offer a 365-day warranty, so if they crap out on you, just contact them and they'll be able to work it out, hopefully. I've been wearing these a lot for these past 2 months, and there is no sign of wear other than just a tiny bit of just natural wear on the outsole, but it's extremely minimal and not concerning whatsoever. So when it comes to styling these boots, I think it is incredibly easy. And really, no matter what your personal fashion style is, just because at the end of the day, these are black combat boots. And generally, I think most people can style black combat boots somewhere in their wardrobe. For me, I'm into kind of more technical fashion. So I think these work really well with that. Now, the silhouette of these, they are actually pretty slim combat boots, much slimmer than traditional combat boots. I think they look good with kind of slimmer or tapered pants. It just creates a very kind of clean, natural silhouette. However, I do think they look really good even with a little bit wider pants as seen here on Zionic. Yeah, and I've just worn these with so many different outfits. Pretty much any kind of uniform fit you can incorporate these into. Because at the end of the day, it's just a very wearable, slightly slimmer black combat boot. Now, I would say, as a general rule, maybe don't dress kind of like too overly military with these, because it might look a little bit weird. So if you're gonna wear these with like cargo pants, that's cool, but maybe on the top, maybe don't wear another like military garment on top of it. Or if you're gonna wear like a military garment on your top half, maybe have just kind of more plain pants that aren't so military with these. But even so, I mean, these are extremely subtle and wearable, and they don't scream like, oh, military boots or anything. Now, Danner does offer several different versions of this boot. This is just the normal black version, which is a matte color, and it is not waterproof. However, they do have a Gore-Tex version as well, but it does add a little bit of a shine to the boot as well, which I don't think looks as good. And then also they do have a hot black version, which is a same shoe, but it's a little bit shinier. And then of course they do have other colors like coyote brown and also like sage green and tan still. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to their Amazon store down in the description below, because I find that you find the best deals for these shoes on Amazon. I got these for $150 off of Danner's website. However, later I looked on Amazon and they were available in my size for $125. So I think it's just a better place to get them. And the link I'm gonna use down below, it is an affiliate link. So if you do choose to purchase something, I do get a really small cut of that sale. It doesn't add anything to the price, but again, I just want to be very open and honest with my viewers. And I did buy these completely with my own money, and you know, worn them for several months now. I just wanted to give my honest thoughts on these. But I just really like these boots, and I wanted to share them with you all and do a review kind of down the line after I've worn them for a little bit. And I will see you guys in a video pretty soon. So see ya. Have a good one. See ya.